Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, April 12th, 2019. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice right here that we have a very nice push through the 2900 level. 2900 had been resistance for the last 5 days. You see how narrow this range has been. One thing I've mentioned to our group in the trading room is that this narrow range has been so tight that at some point here we're about to see significant expansion. That expansion could take us to about 100 points of range. And so in this moment right here, are we going to see a breakout right now and see a straight continuation up, which would take us to 3,000, right? 100 handles up, 2,900 to 3,000, or do we reject prices here and by the end of the day are lower? And does that high mark a return perhaps that could be back down by some degree? So again, this market has been very bullish. We have a very narrow range here over the last 5 to 8 sessions, and that suggests that we could see further volatility ahead, but right now very quiet. But we are above 2,900 on this. Is this a true breakout? If so, we could be looking at quite a bit more upside ahead. Remember, 2,950 is kind of the highs here from last fall, and just before the sell-off here we had the 926 FOMC key level come into play, and that's 29.27.5, and we're almost there now. So I think at the very least we have a good shot to reach that level, but we need to see how price continues to respond here to 2,900 and prices above that level. So far so good at the moment. Alright, let's take a look here at the NQ. You'll see here with the NQ that we have quite a bit of compression as well. This is about as compressed as it gets on a range bound basis. On the 5-day range basis, I mean, this is 51.5% of normal. Look at how small that little range is. I mean, that is teeny. And so at some point here we will see expansion, and the last time we had a range this narrow again was something like this, and we broke it down first and then we rallied. And the same type of thing that I've been mentioning here is what I mentioned before, and that's how we got this great rally. And so again, we have the same type of compression. Are we going to push up first? If so, sometimes that kind of makes me think that we may draw back after that push up. So that's one thing I'm watching for in the ES. Right here we really haven't broken out a range yet, but we're still in a very bullish trending market. We haven't tested the 8 period in a long while. Again, it's hard not to just continue to buy dips and participate in the trend until proven otherwise. Alright, let's take a look now at crude oil. Crude oil is very bullish overall. This one too has not tested the 8 period average in this up move. It's been super strong. You can see a very narrow 5-day range, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down here it quantifies to being 48.7% of normal range. The current 5-day range, and it's developing, is $1.66. The average is $3.30. And again, if we see expansion out of this range, we tend to see expansion that takes us to about 5 handles of range. Here, right? All those levels, it's about 5 handles of range whenever we see expansion. So again, what if we break down? What if we hit 62.50? We can have 5 handles of range to 67.50. It could be another one of these moves, right? So again, very narrow 5-day range. This week has been sideways, which means next week I'm expecting some sort of directional conviction. If we start with a breakdown, again, that would be best case scenario to buy it somewhere between 63, 62.5 and take it higher, 4 to 5 handles. That could be the best way to go until proven otherwise. Alright, let's take a look at gold now. Now gold is showing signs of a rounded top here. You can see this rounded pattern right there. This was a really strong rejection. Right here it rallied. It got very close to hitting the 13.15s within 3 ticks. Got again within 5 handles or so of reaching our primary target of 13.20, but then had a hard pullback day and closed below our 1298 to 1300 zone of support that I mentioned that bulls needed to hold, and they failed. So right now gold, with the way that it's coiling up here and it's compressing the rounded top qualities, again, you know, if this thing cannot hold the 1280 level, this could lead to quite a bit of weakness that could bring this thing back all the way back to 1200. I still believe that we are still bullish here as long as we hold the 1280s. We could see a drop and a rejection tail, and that could lead us higher. But the 1280 is the pivot to watch here. We're not there just yet. We could continue to compress here. But again, failure to hold that level opens up a move back toward 1200 to 1210. And a rejection of this level could bring this thing back to, again, you know, 1315 to 1320. But above those zones is where it really opens up. So again, compression right now, and at some point down the road we will see expansion, which could lead to multiple months of trending behavior. All right, that is it for now. I want to say happy Friday. Also, for those of you who are PivotBoss Masters members or who own Swing Trade Pro 2.0, be on the lookout for an announcement later on today. I will be announcing the upcoming live training schedules for those, which are completely free to you if you are parts of those programs. If you are not, there will be a shot for you to get in ahead of that training as well, and also have access to all the training at the dashboards that you have access to. All right, everyone, have a fantastic rest of your day. Have a great Friday and an awesome weekend. Trade well. I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.